we and this incredible panel of national leaders wanted to convene here in South Carolina, in Columbia, to talk about what is obviously a national issue. But talking about it here in Columbia has for so many of us a special meaning, because South Carolina has always produced incredible leadership and black women as national leaders on so many of the biggest issues that face our country, that not only face us, but face everybody. What South Carolina knows is that when we are active, when we use and exercise the power of our voice, when we demand to be seen and heard, the work that we end up doing and producing lifts not only us and our families and our neighborhoods, all of society and America benefits. That is the reality of it. And the reality of it, as you all heard me talk about on the debate stage, is also that we need to also speak truth and engage in real talk. And no matter if it makes people uncomfortable, but truth needs to be spoken. Which is that, you know, folks liked and candidates like and often the Democratic Party will rightly praise black women for all of the leadership that is provided around elections. I mean, here in South Carolina, I've got the numbers. In 2016, in the South Carolina primary, black voters were 63% of those that turned out. Black women were 41% of the total. All right? So my point when I think and talk about this, and it's what encouraged me to speak that way when I spoke on the debate stage a couple days ago in Atlanta, is when we talk then about rightly praising black women and the leadership that folks take on, because we know that our families and our communities require it of us, and because we have never been the type to sit down and wait for others to give us permission to tell us what is possible. We don't do that. We tell people what is possible. We show them what is possible. We are deep of faith. We have the ability to believe and see those things that others might not see. We have the ability to know what can be unburdened by what has been. And so we act. And we make things happen. But the reality, and here's the real talk, is also that we know that we don't want to sit back and just be flattered. You know, my mother would say that all the time. She'd say, don't you ever let anybody just flatter you. She was tough. Right? Don't just thank me. Show me your thanks. Right? Don't just thank me for helping you. Show me that you see me. And by that, of course, I don't mean me, I mean us. I mean everybody that we are here to talk about. Because the reality is when we talk about Black Girl Magic, yes, but here's the thing though. We know it is something special. We know it is something that there really are not enough words to describe. It is something you can see. Sometimes it's just something you feel. Sometimes it's just something you sense. But here's the thing. The truth of it is, that magic is born out of hard work. It didn't just magically appear. It didn't just magically appear. Nobody just sprinkled it on us. It's because of the work we put in. Let's be clear about that. Let everybody be clear about that. And so that's why on that debate stage I talked about the fact that, all right, yes, thank black women, but then let's talk about the fact that in America today, black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth. Let's talk about the fact that a black woman, when she gives birth to that son, from the first time she holds him in her hands, she looks at that precious body with joy, with love, and with fear, knowing how precarious and fragile that body is. Let's talk about the fact that in America, it is a tragedy that women make only 80 cents on the dollar, but black women are making 61 cents on the dollar. And we could go on and on down the list, talking about the fact that when we talk about what we need, what we want, and who we are in terms of leadership, there is incredible work that is happening, and there is so much work to be done. And so that is the point of this conversation this evening, and I thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.